Hello and welcome, and it's the PHNX Cardinals halftime show live from Gila River Resorts and Casinos at Wild Horse Pass. Johnny Venerable, Bo Brock, the playmaker, Brittan Golden, the Arizona Cardinals enjoying, dare I say, a dominant first half, up 17-10 against Josh Allen's Buffalo Bills. Kyler Murray's sensational Cardinals scoring on all three drives. Gentlemen, where do we start?
Let's start with the offense, a nearly perfect performance, and I know that you're buckling up for what's going to be an electric second half and one that you're going to be, at the edge of your seat for. But Kyler Murray and that offense, guys, we were curious what it was going to look like because we didn't see them outside of the joint practices together going against another team, but they weren't rusty at all. They come out, 13 plays, 70 yards, a touchdown, a 10-play field goal scoring drive, and then they scored another 13-play, 71-yard drive. Spreading it around, Kyler Murray so efficient, 16, for 19, 131 plus nearly 30 yards on the ground.
Yep.
He looks good, Brittan.
He's looking real good. He did a great job of command in that first half. He got the ball to his playmakers. He made the right throws, didn't try to force anything, got the ball in his playmakers' hands, made plays when he needed to with his feet. I mean, he's got the offense. Him and Petsing have dialed up a great game plan. They controlling the clock, which is the major thing. You come out in the first half and you took time off the clock with every single drive you did and got points out of every drive you went out there. So I think right now, if they can keep that game plan going in the second half, they win this football game.
Yeah, the defense forcing a turnover, specifically with the offense, though, gentlemen, you talk about that short to intermediate passing game. James Conner, Amari DiMercato leading the team in receiving yards. That looks like what we saw last year. You've got Marvin, you've got Michael Wilson, yet both of those players, one catch apiece. Of course, Michael Wilson catching what was a 5-yard touchdown pass from Kyler Murray early in this game. Cardinals are playing ball control, time of possession, easy completions for K1. I know we're all waiting on bated breath for Marv to have a big score, have a big play. Do you think that's coming in the second half, or do you think we'll see more of the same?
I think you start off second half more of the same, but I think that's all you're doing right now is building for that. Right now, you're taking what they're going to give you with all the underneath things, and you're making plays out of it. Your running backs are breaking tackles and getting first downs. The guys that are catching the ball in the flat routes and the curl routes and the short intermediate, they're making plays with it. I think that opens up in the second half. You start to force the defensive backs to start playing a little bit closer. That opens up the deep shots downfield, and that's what we want to see.
Yeah.
But it's all about a setup, right? Petsing knows what he's doing. He's in there. He's just trying to draw them up, get them in tight. Now you can take the deep shots over the top.
You're feeling a little uneasy despite the offense coming out and firing on all cylinders, outside of just taking a field goal instead of a touchdown. But 3 for 3 in scoring drives, and you're just up 7 points on the Buffalo Bills. That's what you kind of anticipated coming into this game. Like, even when you play nearly a perfect half offensively, there's Josh Allen. He's Michael Myers. He won't die, right? So, yeah, I mean, do you kind of give up the slow and steady wins the race? Do you start to look for those explosives? That's going to be really the interesting storyline here in the second half. Do you start to kind of get away from, running the ball with James Conner or taking the underneath shots and start to look towards Marvin Harrison Jr., who had 1 catch, should have been 2. Yeah. Hopefully he got
they
the
scored
jitters.
On that drive.
They did score on that drive, but Kyler Murray's ability to extend plays, just like Josh Allen's on the other side, it's given this Cardinals offense just another gear that we didn't see last year. I mean, we saw it in the 8 games, but I mean, it's just been phenomenal early on.
I think, again, you're disappointed by how the half ended, but you also, if any Cardinal fan is in here pregame, would have taken this start. And you talk about you're winning the turnover battle, 1-0. Roy Lopez, prodigal son here from U of A, getting the strip sack of Josh Allen. Then you talk about, on the offensive side, dominating the time of possession. Listen, the defense is on pace to give up 20 points. I know that Buffalo Bills get the ball start second half, but, do they need to clean up a run defense that currently you're giving up 6.3 yards per clip? But it's very obvious what Nick Rollis and his defensive coaching group are doing. Open field tackling is something that they're emphasizing. Big-time tackles by Mack Wilson, by Keitrell Clark. Really, outside of that Josh Allen touchdown run, which was helped by a phantom roughing the passer call, this defense has done most everything right. And you talk about the ceiling that this group has. You take this every day. The Cardinals are going to need to come out, yes, and there's stuff to clean up, and this opening drive is so critical. But you don't, in my opinion, you don't change much of anything. You keep the lead, you keep your foot on your gas, you allow Kyler Murray in the offense to dictate this game, and the defense is just going to have to play complementary football. Like they just don't have the guys yet, in my opinion, to help win you this game by themselves. But can they duplicate the half that they just had? I think they can.
That's the biggest thing, right? You don't get away from what's working right now. Continue to control the clock in the second half. Continue to get points off of drives, and you finish this game how you wanted to, and you walk away with a W.
Yeah. I mean, you look at just the lack of explosives from the Bills on offense, and that's the game plan, right? You talk about it, containing Josh Allen in both, running the football and throwing the football. A little concerning that, they were able to get chunk yards consistently throughout. I'm talking like 3 to 6 yards carrying the rock or in the passing game. And outside of the turnover, you didn't see much as far as the defense outside of that egregious call that they had on Zaven Collins. But I think the Cardinals got one early against Kyler Murray that turned into points for them and a touchdown. So the way I'm scoring it, hey, refs, like, no more. All right, we don't need a you're not one up on anybody.
We're all even.
We're all up.
One.
But the defense is going to, it doesn't matter if it's a turnover. I know that's silly to have to rely on one, but you just got to find a way to get off the field maybe once, maybe twice the second half, and you can be celebrating the post-game locker room.
Let's celebrate these Super Chats. Damon Dog, producer extraordinaire. I think we're up to 6 now. Let's rep them off, my friend.
Yeah, let's rip them off. Free matter for the blind, $2. Says usual BS from the refs, but overall LFG.
That's right. Love to see that.
I think the Cardinals benefited from some calls early on, and I'll take that.
The first ref from the passer call on Kyler was egregious, but
just don't touch quarterbacks.
Yeah, get him a flag.
What else we got?
The artist formerly known as Dirtbag Boy, and I can't say his new name, said Sabine should have made him a bed first. Egregious.
Not sure what that's in reference to. Appreciate the Super Chat. Let's keep them going.
Patrick T says, overall proud of the first half. We have to set the tone with a 3 and out or field goal stop. Let's go Cards.
Yeah, I think you absolutely play for field goals if you can on the defensive side. Like, no more touchdowns.
Just get off the field.
Yeah, get off the field. You've seen now the Cardinals offense can score on this Buffalo defense. The Cardinals offensive line, knock on wood, we haven't talked about the injury of Jonah Williams, looks fantastic. So, again, trade field goals for touchdowns, you'll be in good shape.
Alex, 129 Mexican pesos, which is about $6, says if it weren't for the 20 minutes of offensive possession, Allen would be dicing the defense.
I mean,
I think he's wrong. He's not wrong.
We all expected that.
And he's made the throws. When he's had the opportunity to throw it, he has. He's found gaps in the defense, and he's completed the football. But, like you said, we got to find ways to get pressure on him in the second half, and you've got to find a way to get off the field.
Yep.
Patrick T. again, $2. Possession time is immaculate. Keep it up.
Yeah, I think, did anybody expect the Cardinals to shut down Josh Allen? I think you want the offense to perform like it has, and then you pick your spots defensively.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be curious to see what Buffalo's approach is here. Do they want to maybe do the same thing that the Cardinals have done with the Bills and maybe keep Kyler Murray and that offense on the sidelines and try to put together a double-digit play drive instead of just the quick strike? But regardless, if they do get points here, that puts the pressure on Kyler and the offense, but so far so good.
Alberto E. rounding us out here, 199. Second half Connor incoming, proving what we know.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, James Conner, great segue there. Only 9 for 18 on the ground, 2 yards per clip. But we saw last year, look at the Pittsburgh game, look at the Philadelphia game, look at the Seahawks game to end the year. He gets better as the game goes on. I mean, he touched the ball the first 6 plays of this game and then really deferred. Trey Benson, DeMercado, K1. But I'm with you. I think this third quarter could belong to James Conner, and hopefully the fourth quarter, Britton.
Agree, and that's what you've got to establish early. Just like we talked about earlier, controlling the clock in this second half, keeping Josh Allen and that offense off the field. It's going to start with James Conner and the rest of those guys in the backfield. It's handing the ball, getting your 4 to 6 yards of carry, and just continuously moving the chains and eating up clock.
Crypto OG, $4.99 Super Chat. Kyler caught a knee in the ribs on that roughing call. Hey, I'll take it. Yeah. I'll take all those gimme calls. Give them to me. Help this offense because they have a lead right now. Speaking of their lead, Bo Brock, how do they keep it in the second half?
I mean, you got to continue to churn on offense, right?
Yeah.
We've seen 3 offensive series, and you've seen 3 series where they've gone double-digit plays on the field and keeping Allen on the sideline. And I know that things flip a little bit with them getting the ball to start, but you just got to continue to control what you can control, and I love it. I love what I've seen from this run game. Continue to lean on that, but it would be nice to see little Marvin Harrison Jr. connection here in the second half. That would take a lot of the pressure off, maybe get an explosive in the passing game. That will just change the complexion of what they can do offensively overall.
Defense, big opportunity here starting the second half. We'll be back regardless, hopefully after a dub here on the PHNX Cardinals post-game show, live from Gila River Resorts and Casinos Wild Horse Pass. In the meantime, like this video. Got 600 watching. We appreciate you all. Subscribe to PHNX Sports here on YouTube. Big thanks to everybody who came out. Get in the area, come out for the second half here at Wild Horse Pass. For Brack and Brittan Golden, Damon Dog, I'm Johnny Venerable. We'll see you after the game.
We all silly like the mayor.